Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Santa Saviour here, and in this occasion I bring you a Christmas gift, a quick guide on how to play the Knight faction. I hope it is useful to you. In future videos we will see the rest of the factions. 1. Unit Guide. Now I will take a look at all the units of the Knight faction. His level 1 creature is Peasants. There really isn't much to say about this unit. Just looking at its statistics, we see that it is the worst unit in the game by far. They are not even worth recruiting. Tier 2, Archer and Rangers, the only ranged units we have in the faction and key pieces of the army. Ranger is much better than Archers for speed and 2 shots per turn. We must protect both units with our lives. Later we will see some strategies for that. Tier 3, Pikemen and Veteran Pikemen. One of the many melee units the faction has, and it is not the best of them. Both stand out for their high defense and low attack. I consider it to be a regular unit. In the early game it can help, but in the late game we have better options. It is a good unit to defend yourself from an enemy siege. Tier 4, Swordsmen and Master Swordsmen, another melee attack unit. This one, however, has higher stats like attack, damage and hit points. I like it. I usually use it both to attack and defend. It is a good complement to the Rangers and the other higher level units of the faction. Tier 5, Cavalry and Champions. But first, if my content is being useful to you, I invite you to leave your like and subscribe. You will do it, right? It may not be the most powerful level 5 unit of all the factions, but it is the cheapest. Additionally, champions are the fastest unit in the game. Only Phoenixes match it. If that wasn't enough, they allow the heroes to have more movement on the map. In the top info cards, I leave a video explaining this better and also other tips. Cavalry and champions are other key pieces of the faction. You should always use them. Tier 6, Paladin and Crusader, the strongest unit of the faction and one of my favorites in the game. It wasn't necessary to say it, right? Strong, fast and cheap. It may be the weakest level 6 unit in the game, but its 2 attacks make up for that. Could you ask for anything more? Yes, it is the nightmare of the Necromancer faction. always within your army. Two, secondary skills. The heroes of this faction start with ballistics and leadership as secondary skills, so we have 6 slots left for other skills. Which ones will be the best to choose? Logistics is essential, the best secondary skills by far. Diplomacy is my second option. Maybe our units have less quality, so we need quantity. Pathfinding, it is important to have a movement advantage. Archery, our only ranged units needs more damage. Wisdom, if we reach the long game, we will need it. The last one can be luck or states. 3. Buildings. Buildings are very important. Which are the best? Statue on day 1, there is no other option. Then the 6 buildings above that will allow us to recruit more units. The well is also very important to increase the production of units. The Knight faction is not known for playing a lot of magic. Spells like haste, slow, and blind are necessary. Then the guild mage up to level 2 must be built. The rest of the buildings are situational. Build the defensive buildings once the buildings mentioned above are done. Marketplace only if you need resources. The shipyard is not bad. There is usually a lot of wood and gold in the sea. The Tavern and Thieves Guild do not need to be built. And finally, please don't waste 1,000 gold in the farm. 4. Tips and strategies. There are many external buildings, but 2 of them are especially good for the Knight faction. Freeman's Foundry, it allows us to upgrade pikemen and swordsmen for free. Explore the map and if it's nearby, use it. Stables. Not only does it increase the hero's movement until the end of this week, it also upgrades the cavalry to champions. Combat formations. Against melee attack units, I usually prefer the spread formation, leaving the archers or rangers at one end and protecting them with the rest of the units. I usually use cavalry or champions that cover 2 arc hexes and crusaders in front. Against flying units, I used the grouped formation and protecting the archers and rangers in a similar way. But be careful with the dragons and phoenixes. Their attack that affects 2 hexes can be a problem. Battles against ranged units are the most difficult. Here the haste or shield spell are very useful. Mass haste is usually the best spell. I usually use the spread formation. Final verdict. Much to my regret, I must say that the Knight faction is the weakest in the game, especially for not having flying units, something that was fixed in Heroes 3. However, in the early game, things change. As the manual says, we have enough tools to be aggressive and destroy factions like Warlocks and Wizards. In the late game, we can defend against Necromancer and Sorcerers, but with the rest, the odds are against us. I hope this video helps you improve your game with the Knight factions. I also leave you this playlist where you can see other tips. If you like the video, leave your like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Goodbye and Merry Christmas!